Hi everyone, myself Grishma Yadav with my co-team members Sania Patil and Shrutika Kudalkar present our experiment 5 of Computational Lab 1. Next slide. Aim of this experiment is to explore web application vulnerability using open source tool like Wapiti browser exploitation framework. Next slide. Before we dig into open source tool, first we'll look at some of the web application vulnerability. Before that, I would like to give you a basic introduction on vulnerability. Basically, the term vulnerable means weak spot or a point. Similarly, this term vulnerability in cybersecurity refer to any type of weaknesses in a computer system or in a set of procedure or in anything that leaves information security exposed to the threat. Moreover, this weak point I am talking about can be created intentionally or accidentally by the hacker. Coming back to our main topic, that is web application vulnerability. Next slide. This vulnerability leads to the security attacks during which valuable customers and company data could be compromised. Basically means they are at risk. This makes us crucial to understand how a web application gets targeted, what kind of vulnerabilities are present, and how to prevent them. Now, starting with the ways that hackers use to steal sensitive data through web applications are first SQL injection. As the name SQL suggests, something related to the database. Here, hackers generally interfere with the queries that an application made to its database. Generally, these attacks are used to compromise underlying servers or other backend infrastructures or to perform DOS attacks. Thus, impact of this attack result in unauthorized access to sensitive data leading to reputational damages and regulatory fines. The second is cross-site scripting. This is a common attack vector that injects malicious code into a vulnerable web application. When I say common attack vector, it basically includes malware, viruses, email attachment, pop-ups, etc. This cross-site scripting generally differs from other web attacks, but that is differ from previous SQL injection. As in here, it does not directly target the application itself. Instead, the users of web applications are quite vulnerable. This type of attack which gives attacker control to the user's browser. This cross-site scripting further broken into two parts. First is store cross-site scripting, also known as persistent cross-site scripting. This attack generally occurs when a malicious script is injected directly into a vulnerable web application. Now over here, the second is reflected cross-site scripting. This includes or this involves the reflecting of a the reflecting of malicious script of a web application onto a user's browser. The script is embedded into a link and is only activated once user of that link click on it. After hearing this, it sounds that cross-site scripting vulnerabilities are easy to spot, easy to exploit, and have high impact on your business security. Coming next to the attack is a common injection. It is a class of vulnerability where the attacker can control one or multiple commands that are being executed on a system. They passes the bad data to the system shell through forms, cookies, and HTTP headers, which allows the hacker to gain control over a website and carry out any action or processes. This type of attack are highly dependent on privileges. Your problem resulting from these attacks can ranges from minor to highly descriptive. As in the attacker can alter or corrupt a database, steal customer record, or can also launch DOS attack. There are many types of web application vulnerabilities, which are file inclusion, file disclosure, cross-site request forgery, database injection, command execution detection. Hence, for avoiding such type of attacks, we should prevent the vulnerabilities. So that can be done by following some simple steps like next slide. The simple steps are update your application, use a web application firewall, use a malware scanner. As I explained some of the attacks through which hacker exploit the web application, the demo for this will be explained further, and now the next can be carried out by Sania Patil.
Thank you, Grishma. Now, as we have seen, one of the preventive measures is to use a malware scanner. Malware is short for malicious software. So, a malware scanner is a tool that deep cleans the computer to prevent malware infection. On an average, websites experience 22 attacks per day. So, it is very important to follow such preventive measures. Next slide, please. Here is a list of some malware scanners like Grabber, Vega, Attack Proxy, and so on. All of these are open source tools. In this practical, we are going to use Wapiti. Next slide, please. Okay, so Wapiti is an open source tool that is available for both Windows as well as Linux. In Windows, it is in the form of Python distributable, and in Kali Linux, it is inbuilt. This tool allows you to audit the security of your websites and web applications. To do that, it uses the black box scan technique. What it does is it scans a particular machine or system without having prior knowledge about the system or application. So Wapiti has no information or data about the source. It just tries multiple combinations to find which attack can happen, or in other words, what vulnerability can be exploited. So the basic steps that are followed are: first, it finds the vulnerability. To do that, it injects payload to see if a script is vulnerable. So do not try this on any live or official website. You could get into trouble. Try it on a test website. Then, if a vulnerability is found, it exploits it and gives us a broad picture of the vulnerability in the form of a report. The report is an HTML page of all the vulnerabilities of that particular website that can be exploited. Next slide, please. Here is a list of some vulnerabilities that can be detected by Wapiti. First, we can see is blind SQL. It is similar to normal SQL injection, except that the attacker steals the data by a series of true or false questions as queries. Then we can see HT access. This is when attacker has a limited access to the server. The attacker cannot change or alter the data, but he can get access to the data. Then we can see shell shock. It is a bug that allows the attacker to remotely issue commands to the server, and so on. A detailed description of the vulnerabilities is given in the report that is generated by Wapiti. Now we will see a demonstration on how to install and run Wapiti on Windows. Over to you, Shrutika.
Thank you, Sanya. Now we will see the demonstration for this. So for the installing, we'll use the Anaconda prompt. The command for installing Wapiti tool is pip install Wapiti 3. And 3 is the latest version of Wapiti. It will take some time. So as I have already downloaded and installed it, so that's why it is showing requirements are already satisfied. Now we need to run the Wapiti. So the command is Wapiti space enter. It is taking some time because my internet connection is slow. Yeah, now it's running. Now we can see the various options which are available in the Wapiti. So the command is Wapiti space hyphen list. These all are the options which are available in the Wapiti as Grishma and Sanya explained above. Now I will try out an attack on a website. So the command is Wapiti space hyphen u, then target website URL. So here you don't use any official website for the testing purpose. You can use the uh, websites which are intentionally vulnerable only for the testing purpose. So there are many websites are available. You can use that. So it will take some time to scan whole website. So I have already uh, um, I already tried. Yeah, it's done. So we can see at the end of the operations, it will shows the report in a HTML file. So here is the path of the uh, folder. So we'll see the report of this file. This is the report for the for this website. For this website, we can see here there are 9 SQL injection vulnerabilities are found in this website, and blind SQL injection vulnerabilities are 11. So there are 11 possibilities where we can do the blind SQL injection attack. So we can also see the description of vulnerabilities. So here is the SQL injection vulnerability, and this is a actual URL where we can found this vulnerability. So we'll simply copy paste it and we can see. So this is the website, and in this website here is a warning message. It's showing MySQL fetch array expects parameter 1 to be resources in artist.php on line number 62. It means it is showing on line number 62 there is an SQL error. So what as all we know what is SQL injection, where you can modify on an SQL query to return additional results. We can alter the query. So as we already know on line number 62 there is an SQL error, so we can alter this query and we can get the result what we want. So attacker can get the result what he wants. So this is how we can install and run the Wapiti on Windows and find out the vulnerabilities of your website or web applications. Thank you.